I wake up in the morning, I punch Fan in the face. I gotta get to my Bacon, Egg, and Dreams. Welcome to Bacon, Egg, and Dreams. I'm your host, Bernie Wine, and today I got a very special guest in the building. He goes by the name Drones. He's a rapper. He's also my co-host on a podcast, Up to the People. You finish off your introduction, man. Let them know who you are.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm Drones. Thank you to my man Bernie Wine for having me come through on another episode of Bacon, Egg, and Dreams. Happy to be here. I rap. I think I do pretty good music, so y'all should go check that out. You know, but let's go. Let's get into it, man.
All right, so As a young kid, I remember, I don't even know if you remember, we had a conversation and we talked about us being regular people growing up, right? So how did this transition to now you wanting to be a rapper?
Oh, man, that's a great question, man. That's a great question. Honestly, man, like you said, back then, I just wanted to be like, regular, grow up, have a good job, make some money. But, I just started rapping, as something to do. It was like a hobby. And I seen some videos that was like some inspiration early. And I was like, damn, I could do this, you know what I'm saying? So then it just started to grow from there. Then my cousin, he came back around with like equipment and, microphone, beat machine. So once he did that, he was like, yo, you want to rap? And at first I was like, nah, I'm not going to rap. So I just let him rap. And then, from there, it just started like that. One day I happened to come and he was working on something ill. I'm like, oh, nah, this sound good. Like, I need to get something on this. So then it just started from there. I just started rapping. And then next thing you know, I had enough material and I just put out a mixtape. And then from there, I got, I got good reception from it, so I just kept going, and now we're here.
And how many mixtapes do you have out to this date?
Oh man, I would say like 7 or 8 now. So 7 or 8 mixtapes, and still a lot more to come too. So yeah, just gotta keep staying with it. I think that's key. As long as I can stay consistent, then I think I can make something happen.
And what allows you to stay consistent and committed when obstacles happen, hurdles can happen, maybe you don't have the funds one day? How do you still find a way to get out another song or still grow in your business?
Oh, man. I think I've been pretty fortunate to have some good people around. Like, so they always seem to, help me out when I'm feeling low. Or even if I don't say nothing, sometimes somebody might hit me up like, yo, like, for example, you might hit me up like, yo, when your new video coming out, and that, it won't even, it might not seem like a big thing to you because you're just wondering, or you may just be asking. But, when I get stuff like that, it kind of help me, like, I bet you right. Like, I ain't do a video in a while. I need to, so I've been fortunate to have good people around. They kind of, sometimes when I'm down, like I said, they just hit me up, or, they just, there. If I need to recharge and rest, I'll do that, and, they'll help me do that, like friends, family. So I would say the people around me is a big influence on that.
And what's kind of like one of the best things you heard about your music from a fan?
Man. Well, early when I first started, somebody told me that they because when I first started, I was just handing out CDs at one point. So I actually handed out a CD to somebody, and maybe like a year or two later, I happened to run into this person again, and they was like, yo, I'm still listening to your CD. So hearing stuff like that, sometimes people hit me up like, yo, you getting better, or you getting nicer, or I like this song, or I like that song, so people tell me, I added your song to a playlist or something. So stuff like that, it feels good to hear. So I think those are the things that you kind of hold on to,
And You wasn't the most outgoing guy growing up, right?
Yeah.
So what makes it possible for you to get upstairs? What makes it possible for you to get on the stage so effortlessly?
Man, I would say it probably come from like playing sports, when we was younger, because it's like the same kind of dynamic. You like practice or whatever, and then when it's game time, you gotta play. So it's kind of like that. Like at first, it was a struggle because it's like you don't really know how people gonna take to it, or you don't really know the reaction. But after a couple times, and then the more you do it, you get more comfortable. So it kind of like I kind of go back to sports. Like I feel like I'm getting ready for a big game, So I kind of hype myself up a little bit, and then I just go do it.
And how do you stay encouraged when maybe the people close to you may not gravitate towards your music?
Oh yeah, that's a great question, man. Cause that actually happens a lot. So man, sometimes when that happens, man, you gotta really dig deep. You gotta really dig deep into yourself and tap in. Like, you gotta start asking yourself those tough questions. Like, yo, am I really good? Am I doing the right thing? So it's a little bit of that. But somehow once I do that, once I start asking myself those questions, and then I start answering it, like, yeah, I just gotta do better. I just gotta do better. So I always tell myself I gotta do better, even when, people say otherwise. People say they do like a record or something. I still look at it like, man, I gotta do better. I gotta do better. So I think it's just that urge to want to do better. That's what kind of get me going when, maybe the people around me, got other things going on. They can't really attend to me. So it's just that urge to want to do better.
So when you're on stage and you do a great performance, like, what's the difference for you when the applause is loud versus when barely no one's clapping?
Man, yo, that's tough. Man, alright, so when nobody claps, it's tough. It's tough. I've been there. Yeah, it's tough. When nobody claps, it's tough, man. When nobody don't clap, like I said, I'll be like, damn, did I do good or not? But if I do a performance and I don't feel like I delivered in the performance and people don't clap, then I feel bad. I feel like, oh man, I messed up. I gotta go back to the drawing board. Like, I gotta practice. I gotta be ahead of the game. But when I do a good performance and you don't get that clap, it's kind of the same feeling, but I don't feel as bad. You know what I'm saying? It's not as bad, but it's always that, all right, man, we got to go back. We got to get something better than that, because, you want that perception. You want that, you want that impact. You want that standing ovation, because when you get that, yeah, it feel like I'm on top of the world. Yeah. Like, nobody can't tell me nothing now. Like, you heard that? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's low, but then it's high when you do get that. But you just got to keep going, because sometimes I done felt like, dang, I didn't even do that good, but people like it. So it was like, all right, but you still got to have that, nah, I got to get better regardless, win or lose. You got to look to get better.
And what's a lesson that you've learned just through going out on your journey that sticks with you every day?
Oh, man, just don't stop. I would say, yeah, don't stop, man. There's been plenty of times I woke up like, I think I'm going to not do this no more, And then somehow it's like I come back to it. So it's like, yeah, I would say just don't stop. That's probably the lesson that sticks with me now, because I'm like, I put out a lot of projects, but it's like I can't stop now, because it's like all the work I done did, if I stop, it's just like I feel like all of that is for no reason. So it's like I want to just keep going, you know what I'm saying? So don't stop. That's the biggest lesson I got out of all of this. Just keep going.
And to all your fellow artists, when they may run into certain hurdles, what do you tell them? Do you got any special advice that you give them?
Yeah, I would say, take a second, think about it. Whatever the issue is, think about it, with a clear mind, because sometimes you could get frustrated and you just make a decision based off of that frustration. So you definitely want to take a second, think about whatever it is that's slowing you up, and then you just put together a game plan and you execute from there. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if it's a problem, it's a solution. So you gotta take that mindset. It's definitely gonna be rough, but I would say just try to take the emotions out of it as best you can, and make the best decision, and then just act on it from there.
And you got 7 mixtapes, and that's not even counting your features and all of that. So
Right.
I remember you told me you try to write every day, so you get every emotion in your life. What does that do?
It's been great for me. It's been great. I think it's a tool that you can use in everyday life too. You don't necessarily have to write a song. You could just write how your day went. You could just write how you was feeling, and then later on you could look back at those things and you could take from it what you learned or what you didn't learn, and then you could maneuver how you want. But yeah, man, it's definitely helped me a lot because I feel like I'm releasing something every day. Like even if I don't put it out, it's still something that I wrote down. It's a hook, it's a verse, or it's a line or two or something. It just helps, and then it's like it's refreshing because you might go through a whole day where you was like, man, today was just not a good day, But I done wrote today, so I done got that feeling out through writing, you know what I'm saying? So it helped me get ready for the next day. Like, okay, today was over. I wrote it down, so now it's kind of out of my head in a sense, and then I just kind of get ready for the next day.
So in the times where, say there may be a showcase or there may be a time where you could enter your mixtape to be submitted so they can listen, like, how do you overcome not feeling like yours may not be at that point yet?
I think I overcame that by just really by trial and error, man. Cause sometimes you will feel good about a song and you put it out and you don't get the reception you wanted. So I learned early that you're not always gonna get that that reception you want. So you kind of got to put it in your head, like, people may not like this, so I got to just do it anyway. So I would say I got through that pretty early, but that would be it though. You just gotta do it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like how Nike say, just do it. Like you gotta really just do it because you're gonna get some positivity out of it. So you'll be able to take whatever positive comes out of it and then use it going forward.
So I know you're a big fan of Kobe. So Kobe said, if you don't have haters, then you ain't doing something right. So how do you interpret that?
He right. You gotta have some haters. I'm sure I have some out there. I don't really know them per se, but I'm sure they out there because I feel like I'm doing something right. So, but I agree. You can't. It's always gonna be some dislike towards you. You can't please everybody, no matter what you do. So you kind of just gotta take it as like a chip off the shoulder or something. Like, use it to your advantage. I would say, if you have people that are hating on you or don't really like what you're doing, just use it as a tool to make you get better. Like, you know what, I'm gonna make this person, change their mind about me, so you kind of could use it to your advantage, I feel like.
So we got 24 hours in a day, so what's the importance of using your 24 hours wisely? Because to be honest, he works 2 jobs and everything. So what's the importance of using your 24 hours wisely, knowing that your job may take 8 to 10 automatically?
Yeah, it's the most important thing, man. I would say doing music definitely helped me with structure because, you gotta structure songs. You gotta have a hook, a verse. So music helped me with structure. So I think that's very important, though, how you use your 24 hours. But music helped me structure my days now. So if I know I'm going to be at work these 8 or 10 hours, then I know, all right, so these 12, I got to spend at least 4 doing music, another 2 doing this, another 2 doing that. So I think music helped me with structure. So you definitely got to have that structure so you could, use your 24 hours wisely, man. That's all we get. So, you know, if you get it, you gotta make the most of it.
And is it important to surround yourself with the right people, or it really doesn't matter who you surround yourself with?
That's tough. I think you gotta support yourself with the right people, though. You know, I think I'm pretty fortunate to have a good team. You know, like so you definitely gotta have the right people, man. I would say yeah, that's very important because without the right people around, sometimes you could end up doing things you don't really want to do, or you're not really comfortable doing it. You're just doing it because that's what everybody else is doing. So yeah, you definitely gotta have the right people around, man. Keep your head clear, keep you focused on your goals, you know.
And so you've been rapping for quite a while, so you might experience the change in the music. So what gets you to stick with the way you do it? Because when the Migos came out, Snoop Dogg said he almost transitioned to rapping like the Migos. So how do you stay true to yourself, knowing that maybe the music is changing a little bit?
Yeah, you said it. You just gotta stay true to yourself, man. Like I would say, you know, that's what I've been able to do. But it started for me early because, you know, the people I started rapping with, they was like, if not good, but better. So I was always like, nah, I gotta bring something good. So I think, yeah, just, you said it though, just stick to yourself. No matter, you know, what trends or what new waves or fads come through, you gotta stick to yourself because that's what's going to push you through, really. You know, because once you start trying to be somebody else or you try to do stuff that you're not really doing on a regular, you know, it causes confusion and then it brings a lot of stuff that you may not really want to deal with. So I would say, yeah, yo, just be yourself, man. That's probably one of the best things I could say to any artist, man. Just be true to who you are. That's very important because as long as you'll be able to sell yourself no matter how you change, you know.
And is it easy being a rapper, or like what hurdles do you think stop people from ever starting something?
I would say it's not easy to be a rapper. It's simple, but it's not easy. And then I would say what stops people, you mean from rapping or just from
anything in general?
Ooh, I would say it's a combination of maybe themselves and then maybe the situation, maybe the environment they're in, the people they're around. Yeah, because I would say, you know, it starts with us. Like you gotta wanna do something, and you gotta go and chase that. But some people, you know, in different circumstances, different situations around different people, so it makes it harder. But yeah, I would say it starts with ourselves and then the situation, you know. So you got to figure out how you could, you know, take the hand you was dealt and, you know, play it the best way you can sometimes. So I would say it's a lot of ourselves though. Definitely it start with us, you know. You gotta dig deep sometimes, man. You're not gonna feel like doing it, but you gotta dig deep and really push yourself, you know, because you don't really know how far you could get till you start going. And then once you start going, you be like, man, well, I could go farther.
So when fear's in the way, like how do you overcome that?
Man, I think of stuff that really used to scare me, and then you know, and then I look at, all right, how did I get through that? And then I just try to use that and bottle it up and help it get me through what's scaring me now, you know, like, because as kids, you know, we were scared of a lot of things. So, and then I just think of like, you know, stuff that didn't make me feel good, or, you know, I think of past situations and I think like, dang, how did I handle that? You know, so I try to just take from, you know, previous situations what I learned and then try to use it against, you know, what's in the way, you know, today.
And there was a time in your career early on where you didn't want to do any love songs. What changed to make you now do them?
Oh man, I don't know really, man. Nah, I'm joking. Definitely getting older and then going through different situations, you know. It goes back to what I was saying about like you could be going through something emotionally and then, you know, you will let that impact what you're doing forward. So I would say, yeah, that's, just getting older, going through more situations, being around better people, dealing with better people. So yeah, I would say those are the changes, man. The people I've been around and dealing with, and just getting older.
And how does your image are you this person when it comes to your music, or do you have to be something different because of what's the expectation of a musician? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I think you gotta find a balance, man. Obviously, I stick to me as who I am, so I don't really try to write or perform things that, I don't really do in real life. So I stick to me, but you do gotta have a little bit of balance where you could kind of give the people what they want, but you could also, mix it in with what you really do, So I think the more you do the music and the more you get people's feedback, you kind of see what works and what doesn't, and then you could come to that balance where you kind of, sometimes you may say something in a song and, it may be actually something you did or you going through or whatever the case may be, but the next person that's listening to it, it might hit them a different way than how you intended. So it's just finding that balance. You kind of just want to find that balance of like, all right, how do I be myself but still give the people what they want as far as like mainstream and stuff like that. So you just got to find that balance, but it's definitely a little bit of a tricky line because you could go too far off and now you're not even who you are, when it comes to music. So you just got to find that balance though.
And I remember one time we did a song together at Rob's studio, and I had my song already written, so you come to the studio and you write your part in a few minutes. So where did that ability come from?
Man, practice, man. I wasn't doing that when we first started. You know what I'm saying? Practice. Like, I wasn't writing songs that fast or verses that fast. But even now, sometimes I could write a quick verse, or sometimes it may take longer. But it's definitely just practice. Definitely just writing a lot of songs and writing a lot of verses. You start to get quicker. And you start to build habits too, as far as writing. So you may hear a beat, and automatically how you want to rap is gonna come to you. So that'll make it easier too. So it's just practice, man. A lot of practice.
So when they say blood, sweat, and tears, like, do you think those are the ingredients, or what other ingredients would you add into that mix?
Yeah, those three are definitely there, but I mean, you gotta definitely add a little bit of crazy in there. Yeah, you gotta add a little bit of crazy in there, and some swag. You gotta, you gotta have the blood, sweat, and tears, and you gotta throw a little bit of craziness, and then you gotta add some swag to piece it all together. So you need all of that.
Yeah. And let them know where we could find your music, and let us know like your YouTube, your Instagram handles, and all of that stuff.
Oh yeah. Y'all could check me out on Facebook, Drones Music World. That'll take you to my Facebook page, and then from there you could reach out to me on Instagram, Daquan21, and you could check out all the projects, the season, the Overtime Edition. That's the latest one. You could stream that on pretty much all the platforms wherever you listen to your music at. The season, Overtime Edition, and the shoe collection is coming soon. That's the next project, the shoe collection. So y'all watch out for that.
And let me ask you, this question just came: why are your albums related to basketball terms like the season, playoff edition, and all of those things?
It goes back to what I was saying about you can't stop. And I was just one day I'm like, man, you watch sports, it doesn't stop. It's just they take a little break and then they come back. So I just tried to use that as kind of like a metaphor for like the season. It's a all year thing. It's just different parts of the season. That's why I got like playoff, all-star. So yeah, that's where it kind of comes from.
So preseason, regular season, playoffs, championship, off season, you still working?
Still working.
There we go. This my guy, Jerome. I thank you for coming on my show.
Man. Thank you.
And anything else you want to say?
Yo, this dude, Bernie Wine, is the man.
You have more?
No, that was it.
I wake up in the morning, I punch Fan in the face. I gotta get to my back and egg and dreams.